Well, good afternoon, West Ham fans. Us in the West Ham Network. Hope you are safe and well, my friends. I really hope you are well. We kick off. It's the Arse in a couple of hours' time, and as always, we give you the starting 11. Now, I think this is going to be possibly one of the most random starting 11s. I think because in terms of we don't know what way Moyes is going to handle it. Is he going to handle it as he's done with the Olympiacos game? Has he learnt from that? Is he going to put out a full strength side? We know from the press conference there's one or two knocks from the game against Everton, which he hasn't relayed who they were. My assumption is they're probably Kurt Zuma and Mikel Antonio, because they always are Kurt Zuma and Mikel Antonio. Maybe Aaron Cresswell, because it's his first game back for a long time, potentially. So, yes, so there might be one or two surprises. Mr. Moyes announces his side in a couple of hours' time. So we're going to go with a predicted 11. So that's what we always do. That's what we always do. So there we go. Perfect. And thank you very much. Now let's talk about some players. So in goal, it'll be well, if he's fit, Fabianski. Obviously, he was a surprise exclusion from the game against Olympiacos because of illness, but I can't. But there's been nothing to suggest that he's not ill. He's not recovered, so he's between the sticks against his old club, of course. There'll be a couple of Arsenal old boys, I think, there, and may even be a West Ham old boy potentially for the Arsenal side. If you agree with Mikel Arteta was saying at his press conference yesterday. Now back four, right back. I think it's going to be Tilo Kehrer. The reason why I think it's going to be Tilo Kehrer is I think Moyes will have an eye on the Brentford game, and in some positions he could put a different player in. So Vladimir Sufal is our number one right back, but I think Tilo Kehrer can do a good job at right back, and particularly with the pace of Arsenal. And the wingers, particularly regardless who plays, if Martinelli plays or whoever on the left hand side, someone like Tilo Kehrer will be able to match him for pace, and Vladimir won't. God bless him, he won't. So he goes right back. And then first centre half would be the former Arsenal centre back, Mavropanos. He comes in. And he'll be partnering, I think, not Ogbonna, who in the last two appearances for West Ham has done two clear errors which have led to goals, one being a goal, being an own goal, and the TSC one where he stumbled over his own foot and then TSC scored. Do you remember? So I think Aguerd comes in. For me, and he will form a very dynamic centre half pairing. I like the look of that as a pairing. I love Kurt Zuma, but I think Mavropanos gives you a bit more mobility and a bit more passing from the right hand side as well. On the left hand side, obviously I thought Aaron Cresswell did a great job, really, in all things considered for the Everton game. But I think he's back, and I think they'll play him. Will be Emerson. It's Wednesday, Sunday, and I think Emerson. So this is one of the players I think Moyes will bring in because we were very unbalanced against Everton, I thought, in terms of the attack. And I think Emerson comes in, and I think that would appease that left-hand side. Cresswell did a great job, but obviously Emerson is the better player, and Emerson is more than capable, having missed a week because of suspension, of playing 2 games this week. No problem at all. Very used to playing 2 games a week, having played for Chelsea, and obviously for us last season in Europe as well. So not too worried about that. Now, obviously, we know that Paqueta and Alvarez aren't going to be available for the Brentford game, so I think they come into the side. I think they would have been rested if one of them may have been rested, the other on the bench, if they were both available for the Brentford game. But I put Alvarez in, and he goes in that holding position, and he sits there. Don't do what he tried to do last week and become more of a progressive. That's not your job. Sit there. A lot of parallels to Declan Rice, isn't there? Not saying he's as good as Declan Rice because he isn't in the forward capacity, but that's what happened with him, isn't it? He almost got this sort of this overwhelming urge to go forward And that's what he did. And that's what he did against Everton. And then he ended up putting JWP in that defence. And that's not what he's a ball player. He needs to be playing in front of Emerson, not behind him. Very similar to that sort of Souček Rice sort of situation last year. And then we'll go for the 4. I think we'll go for 4-1-4-1 probably. On the right hand side, I'm going to put Mohamed Kudus. Moyes spoke very highly of him in his press conference, said that he could be a midfielder, he could be a right winger, or he could be up front. And he may well interchange with the person we put up front here. Or move things around and drop into the middle and things. I think it's going to be, again, quite a fluid 4 we've got here. Then JWP comes in, I think. Again, more than capable of playing 2 game weeks. And I think he would do a fantastic job. I think he's had a couple of bad games and so needs a good game to come up. He might drop him and bring in someone else, but I don't think he will on the basis of Sunday as well. I think on Sunday, I think we'll go back to a 4-2-3-1 with Souček and JWP in the sort of holding roles, and then sort of a front 3, and then Antonio up front. I think that's what we'll do. But for here, I think JWP plays ahead of Alvarez. He plays alongside, for me, Paqueta. Paqueta comes in at 10. So this might change. They might drop. He might rotate, not drop. He might rotate. JWP out of this side and bring in Thomas Souček to play in that position. And then Paqueta drops into that 10 role. And the reason why I've put Paqueta in the 10 role is because I think Pablo Fornals gets another run out. The reason why I put Pablo Fornals instead of Ben Rama is because of the fact the Paqueta and Alvarez won't be available. Obviously, Paqueta has been playing on the left-hand side quite a bit in this sort of 4, and I don't think that Moyes will risk playing Ben Rama, because I think Ben Rama will play on Sunday in the 3 with Kudus in the mid as a 10, and then with Bowen on the right-hand side. So that's why I think Fornals comes in. I've thought about this today. I'm just throwing these names on the thing. Then up front, I think it's another day for Jarrod Bowen. He might not. He might bring in Divine and Balmer, and he might play him to try and convince him to sign a contract. But I don't think he will. I think he'll play Bowen. The other option is he could not play Bowen or put Bowen on the right hand side, but Kudus into the 10 role and play Divine up front. But I think the fact of Paqueta not playing on Sunday, he's going to say, right, okay, well, you're suspended. Get out there and win us this game. Alvarez, you're suspended. Get out there and block it and keep a clean sheet for us, because that's what we need. That's what we need. The role of Alvarez and Paqueta this week is to build momentum for Brentford, because we need it. So they can have a really important role in terms of this side. It's not a consolation prize, a booby prize, because you're suspended for that game you're playing here. They've got a critical role they could have on this side, and on the fan base as well. It's going to be a cracking crowd. There's going to be a lot of fans there. Always is. It's London derby. I think actually the club have priced it well to ensure a good full house. Or close to a full house. And so that's my 11. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'll be fascinated, because obviously some people say, let's put the kids out and let's throw the game and concentrate on the league. And for me, we need to concentrate on this cup. We want to be in Europe for the 4th time, and the Carabao Cup is the easiest way. It is the easiest way. Granted, it's the Conference League, but we've won that. And we'll play, so I genuinely think whoever wins this tie tonight, they'll be one of the favourites to win the whole thing. Because everyone's playing each other. There's lots of Premier League sides that played each other. They've knocked them out. They've still got some. I think there's an all League One tie, or there's a lot of sort of lower league sides still in, or lower league teams still in the sort of the mix. So I think it's ours to lose, unfortunately. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Irons.